Stacking sets, I'm on the chase. Blockchains rev my pace. Candle spike, I feel the thrill. Bitcoin's got my heart to spill. Oh, moon's in reach. Oh, feel the beat. Oh, bulls break free. Pump it hot, it's me. Pump it, Bitcoin. Pump it, hit the moon. Pump it, pump it, zoom, zoom, zoom. Pump it, Bitcoin. Pump it, ride the groove. Pump it, pump it, zoom, zoom, zoom. Moon rises, I'm lifting you. Hands bold, my fire's true. BTC, it's my spark. Pump like the dark. Woo! Pump it, the Bitcoin. Pump it, hit the moon. Pump it, pump it, zoom, zoom, zoom. Woo! Pump it, the Bitcoin. Pump it, ride the boom. Pump it, zoom, zoom, zoom. Pump it, the Bitcoin. Pump it, fast and free. Pump it, oh. Pump it, victory. Pump it, zoom, zoom, zoom. Pump it, the Bitcoin. Pump it, hit the moon. Pump it, oh. Pump it, zoom, zoom, zoom. Pump it, ride the groove.
In the market, the rhythm's wild and free. Crypto dreams are calling out to me. I set my limit just 1 or 2%. Won't let the chaos break my confidence. Control my nose. With a stop loss, I shield my heart tonight. Won't burn out in the moon's electric light. Plan in my pocket, I'm ready to roll. Dancing with risk, but I'm in control. Oh, emotions, they try to pull me down. Fear and greed, but I won't lose my crown. Strong like the sun, I'll rise and shine. Discipline's my love, it's my lifeline.
Time for the ringing of the cowbell.
Prices soar and the world's caught in a chase, but my cool head keeps me in my place. I dodge the hype, won't follow the crowd. My strategy's my heart, I'm standing proud. Volatility's a beat, it's a sauce sway. I move my feet, but I don't lose my way. Every choice I make, it's a step I own. With discipline, I'm never alone. Up and down, the market spins around, but my spirit
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the turkey.
For those of you that have been hitting that like button, I should say thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm playing around with a new time slot just to see how this goes. You may see me pop up here over the next week, maybe 10 days. This 8 p.m. time slot, from my research, seems to be about one of the best places where I can improve the audience. It just seems to fit a little bit better for a lot of the different people, whether it be Asia, Europe, Australia, even here in the US. So 8:06 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to see how that kind of works out. Normally I'm streaming about 10:30 p.m. normal time slot, but you may see me here at 8. You might see me playing around with the 9 p.m. time slot here, Eastern Standard Time, just to mix it up a little bit and see what we can do about this algorithm, because people need to get some more subscribers here. I'm just saying, after 3 years, this will kind of work on you when you look back to your, oh, that's the wrong one. 3 years of live streaming and I haven't broken 2,000 yet. That's got to change, or something's changing. But so if you're catching this later, we still got all the juicy alpha. My TA stays good for a while, because we do look normally around daily and 4-hour time frames, but we will get down on the nitty gritty 5 minute, 1 minute. I'll get down on the 10-second if you dare me to. We can play this market whatever it gives us. Right here, we're looking at altcoins doing pretty good. The most impressive thing that I can say is when you start looking at this, did it just switch over? Some of these were up 20-something% on the daily, and now we're moving them in on the weekly here. So you're starting to see some improvement across the board on these altcoins. Kind of juicy, kind of cool, kind of what we've been missing out on for a long time. 15% in a week, that's pretty nice. Some of these daily ranges here that we're starting to show up with, they're looking pretty sweet, anywhere from 5 and some of them 10%. IPM, XLM, Pingu, those are the hot ones on the top 100. We're going to take a little bit of look at some of those, and plus any altcoins that you guys might want to take a look at. I'm going to put my request marker into the chat right now. Come over and say hello to the 3 people that are hanging out with me right now. And give me a shout out to Tommy 2 Liters being the first one here tonight. My trooper there. Brackish Adventures. How's it going, Brackish? And then maybe I'm the third one. So submit your coin request for live announcements. Priority goes to the members and super chats. Let's go ahead and get in with it. We like to take a look at Bitcoin in case this is your first time checking us out. Obviously not live, it's going to be later. Hey, I'm a turkey. Get used to it. I don't know how it happened, but that's what we're rolling with. We're here. Looking at these guys, but the turkey knows what he's talking about. That's the cool thing. We'll make this entertaining on this boring crypto chart stuff. Try to make it a little entertaining so what you learn sticks in your head is the game plan. So we got a breakout. However, we want to look at this. I'm basically looking at fib levels here. We got above this yellow line. That's a 618 Fibonacci area. That means getting above it is good. Coming back and retesting it could be expected, okay? So we are at $924 billion on altcoins, and we were crying when we were down about $783 billion. So lots of money has come in to the market, higher highs, higher lows, and then a real nice run up going past that yellow line, which often gets rejected there. We didn't do that. We flipped it. We flipped the script on it, and I can't tell you how bullish it is as long as we can hold up above it. So for us to drop about 20 billion over the next couple of days over this weekend would be a good time for them to try to shake us up a little bit, get you chasing up the green candles during the week, and we may kind of flip-flop us a little bit over the weekend. Just be ready for it. If you're on the right side of it, you might find some good entries on some of the positions that you feel like you missed out on. That's what we're looking for. So pulling back to about $897 billion, a likely place that we'll come back and retest right there and hope that holds. If it doesn't hold, then we got to look at coming all the way back to 858, which is overall not bad, but it just means you'll get caught in some drawdown more than likely on some of your positions. A good thing to do right now is to be taking a little bit of profit. We'll look at total 3 a little bit closer here. And the other thing that we look at is Bitcoin dominance, which is right over that way. And we're seeing it come down. As long as this is coming down, Bitcoin's hanging out sideways, or even going up, that's good signs for altcoins. And so we will take what we can get from this. It doesn't give us very much that lasts. It's still making higher highs and higher lows out of Bitcoin dominance. So it's still kind of bullish overall, but we'll take whatever pullbacks we can get because it's a short-lived pump out of our altcoins, meaning that altcoins total 3 can go up and then it can come down. We don't want to see too much fluctuation, but we do want to see it make higher highs. Now, one thing I want to point out here is that she's trying to get a higher high in over here. She needs to do a little bit more. So one scenario we might see is maybe they decide to do it on the weekend because it's easier. We can go and get a higher high in, maybe come up to 981. I would really like to eventually see $1 trillion get reached again for total 3. We're talking about total 3 again over here. So we could be coming down like this and going up, or maybe we're going to chill out a little bit and still try to push it up just a little bit to knock out these guys a little bit more effective, because right now we're just kind of even with it. We don't want that, because that can mean lower low. It could. Probably doesn't, but it puts us where we could be coming back down here. That would suck. That would suck. That would make you question why you're in altcoins again. It'd be like going through all this stuff all over just a little bit quicker. And probably a scary event could make that happen. And there's a possibility scary events could be happening this month. So let's not get too crazy. We haven't got our higher high end on total 3. And that's what we're looking for. It's a good time to be taking a little profit on some of the altcoins that you see your bags are pumping. Those bags getting nice, fun bags, looking all nice and juicy like my thumbnail. Yeah, you need to play with them, grab them, squeeze them, get you some of that reward. Oh, I forgot, this is not the late night show. This is like the midnight on, not midnight, but this is the 8 p.m. time slot. We're not quite as risque yet in this point of the game, I guess. 5 people hanging out with me. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to start taking a look at a few of these altcoins right now. After we take a look at Bitcoin, got to take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin going sideways. Hey, man, just came up. There's our 618 Fibonacci area. Not quite $119. But right there at it, it came and nailed it. It did perfect. The 113, it came up to that. We pushed this on the Telegram group. That target was here first. This one was here waiting. Didn't look like it was ever going to happen, right? It's like, oh yeah, that's a fat chance. We were hanging around here. Finally did it and did what it's supposed to do, which is pivot. We're looking for pivot points, ladies and gentlemen. The Fibonacci can help us find those. And if you can find one you can work with, those are excellent take profit points, because that's usually where things start switching around. This is a result of an AB equals CD move, and it does get a little bit bearish. However, there are some areas that we can look at. I want to zoom out just a little bit. Always good to zoom out. There are some areas to look for a pullback, because even when this move does happen and we get that possible reversal going on here, there are a couple of little areas that we need to look for something bullish, like she kind of come back and flag out and still try to go up higher, maybe to 122 or 123. To see those situations, what we've got to look for, we got to look for some. If we can get this drawn in, that would be a lot easier. Can we do that? Why are you not working for me? Oh, there we go. So this little area right here, we're going to paint this box kind of an orange color. And the first place I'd like to see us come and retest is about 116.300, right through that area, 116.200. I don't think that will stick, but you know, we could be pleasantly surprised if things are as bullish as what we're hoping that they might be. But it going into the weekend, I wouldn't doubt that we might get a deeper retrace here. The 50 moving average on this 1 hour time frame is also hanging around at this price point, about 114.5. So those are the 2 fib areas that we could be looking for in case this wants to pull back but still be bullish. So she might do some little flag stuff here, and oh look, it's a flag to the upside. We get lots of those. If we break any trend lines though, I'm going to be second guessing that idea. That is my secret sauce, not to get my ass handed to me on a flag. If it breaks a trend line, no go on the flag. So right now she's kind of pointing to see what happens at 116, 200, 300. Let's see. We're not saying she's definitely going to bounce there, but she could. And if she does, we probably want to be on that ride. and that'll probably be a good sign for altcoins. Otherwise, 114, 115 area. Let's take a look at the liquidity heat map, because we just loaded that up again, and we got some nice liquidity forming over here. That means stop losses, sell orders, liquidation places for people going crazy at 100x leverage or 200x or whatever they're using. That's what the liquidity means. There's orders there. There's some kind of order there that could be knocked and filled. And if it happens to be some kind of, that's where we can get a short squeeze. In other words, stop people out. They got to turn these sell orders into buy orders on some of those. And it gets kind of juicy when that happens, and that's part of what got us up as high as we are right now. So that's about 119,000. That's right up at our fib area. We might go up there and retest that again. There's also some liquidity down here, meaning some stop losses that could be wiped out, about 116,400. Come down and sweep those. Piss those people off and then start running it up. I don't know which way they're going to go first. They'll pick their way, whichever that they can make the most impact. More than likely, if we're just going by price structure, we'd be looking for us to come down a little bit, whether on Bitcoin or over here on Total 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5 people hanging out with me at 8 o'clock. There might still be a surprise late night stream, but I would say, venture to say it'd probably be around 11 and it'd be a shorter stream, but I might still do that. Here are some that have been popping off. Here's ones that you may have been seeing, but this one has done really good. It means this is probably not the time to buy it, but we can look at it with awe and wonder as, wow, there's what we'd like to see out of a lot of these guys. So this is where a lot of the true retail will be enticed to, I gotta buy it. I got to buy it now. Look, it's a flag to the upside. That's what the TA guy said. Look, it made a perfect little flag to the upside. And I mean, maybe you're getting awful dang risky to try to do this, to take that idea and play that and say, it could happen. I'm not going to say that it couldn't. If it did, you'd be looking about 142 in that area, just for that general idea. I don't normally do this because, well, the higher these little flags start forming, the less reliable they are. However, there are some things that we can do. So what you got to be aware of is when you got these little curved moves like this, there will be some profit taking, and then there will be some consolidation. And we might do something like that. Maybe we will. We'll keep our eyes out for that and follow trend lines. But it is not the smart place to buy this one at the moment. Your best bet, if you're trying to get in on this little guy, would be right here about 64, 65 cents. That's what I would try to be patient, rather than buying it at 86 cents. Meme core, I'm not really sure about the tokenomics or anything. We can take a look at it here in a second, but this is one of the hot ones that a lot of people are going to be chasing, and probably influencers and everything. But what tends to happen when you get these moves like this, especially if you get these wicks over here, that's one thing to look for, blow off tops. I don't know, maybe she's still got some gas in her, maybe she doesn't, but when it does decide to break the parabola and finally break its trend lines, which it's on a secondary trend line right here, that's the one that's is flirting with breaking at the moment. So this little flag idea is either got to pull a miracle right now in the next hour and go a higher high, or it's going to be coming down just a little bit, and that's where I'm going to be looking at this area, about 65 cents. But what happens is that they go, and even that might not be a good deal, because they usually come back and go through a slower accumulation before they try to do something else again. That's the sad thing. Well, no, the real sad thing is when it comes down, you're seeing it come down these areas, saying, I want to buy some now. And so you start buying a little too soon because, hey, it looks like you could still do some stuff. And then you get caught up in all this. So you start buying and you're in drawdown. Eventually you get back out of drawdown, but by that time you might be, well, I'm just ready to sell and get out of this one. This one's not so fun. And then it takes off without you. That's usually the common stories that you kind of hear in these situations. I'd like to help you kind of avoid that. So I would just like, just put this one on the watch list. See what she does. Give her some time. It's a new coin. I wouldn't get too hyped up about it, but let's just see what the hell it is. Coin. It's something memes. It's probably like a pup.fund if I had to guess, and you're not coming over here at all. Huh. Meme core. There you are. Meme core. up 84% today. That's pretty impressive, right? Market cap is 1.1, almost 1.2 billion. Nah, not the time to jump in. This thing is new. Oh man, maximum supply, total supply is 10 billion. Too dang many. There is only circulating right now 1.5 billion of them. So you got a little under 1/10 of the circulating supply there, or a little bit more than 1/10. 15% of it is out here circulating, and they'll be unloading some of this, and those people are going to sell because why not? It's 81 cents. You know, it's probably fractions of a penny when they got in. Definitely wasn't a $1 billion market cap. So that's the bad things you got looking for. It's not one to chase this or anything. All-time high was 89 cents. It's down 12% from that 8 hours ago. All-time low was 8 days ago. It was 5 cents. So tell me that any kind of unlocks or any kind of thing like that won't be sold off real quick for those people. Sure that it would. This one's a risky one to get in my personal opinion. But that's what's popping off. Now, another one that's relatively new that's also had a good day is IP, which is Story. And we'll take a look at this on OKX. Definitely not the time to get in on this. The time to get in on this was when nobody wanted to touch it. And they're saying, this one sucks. It came out and nobody wants it now. It's at $2. That was the time to get in, apparently. But unless you get used to the psychology of how this works, because you think it's all, if I just knew where to get in and where to sell, if I just knew where to buy and where to sell, I can make, you would think that would be how you work this market, right? But even if you knew that, the psychology, what goes on between your ears is going to make you or break you in this thing. And down here, most people's psychology is saying, I don't trust it. It's got to prove something to me. It's got to come up, and we're going to make you might even expect it to make a higher high and then a higher low and retest and wait for the retest. You don't always get them retests, and right here's a great example of one that you can get. So I've got to say, now you could still get one after she calms down. Don't get me wrong on that, but we don't want to chase while they're going up. We want to wait for them to come back down. 358 would be a good place to test that breakout area. That's the rule of thumb that we go with when we get a breakout. But this is definitely a breakout, and it needs to knock out this guy here at 535. That's almost $1 away. So this one's looking kind of frisky. I'm saying she's kind of hot. Came out all hot and bothered, testing these moving averages and everything. Wait for the retest. It'll get one. Currently, she should be about 886 out or 786 out. Yeah, she's at her 786 right now. Right now, this is the place to think about taking some serious profits if you are in this and you're in the up on it, if you happen to be in it. There's a small chance that she might be going for $4.99, $5 area. That'd be cool. Give us that 886. And if she does want to go for a higher high, man, I would be looking for about $6, right around 610. And that kind of situation would probably look where we come back, probably test this 420 area, something like that. Dang it. 420. All right. And if that happens, it might make a flag. It could, it might. We'll look at that idea. If it does, then we might actually come up and hit that. But what often happens is that we get rejected here. We come back for a little bit of a deeper retrace, and we test that breakout area there. So coming back to 350 over the next, what are we on, the 4 hour, over the next, gosh, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, where we at the weekend right now, where they like to play games with us. That could happen. A couple scenarios to look for there. The only thing I can tell you for sure is that buying here will probably make you sad. Unless she decides to go straight up, which is kind of rare, it'll probably make you sad. So not a good place to chase, in my personal opinion. One other one that's doing pretty good today that you may or may not be in is Stellar Lumens. I know we get some requests for that around here, and I meant to pick me up some of this. I got out of it when she's about 28 cents. Look at that today. Woo! Up here at 37 cents. It got up to 40 cents, people. Stellar Lumens, XLM. This thing, remember this thing used to stay around 8 cents forever. Like, literally for almost a year or more. This is not the best chart to look at it, I don't guess. Let's go with Binance here. Yeah. Now you can see all these little areas down here we're looking at. 25 cents, 27, 28, all that. Well, whoo, baby. I guess we don't need these anymore. Let's go ahead and clear these guys out. If we do continue higher, which I'm not sold on that idea just at the moment, 42 cents will be coming into the picture there. That would be the next higher high to be looking for, right in that area there. A retest of this 30-cent area might happen. If it does, that would be a great place to try to pick some up. Not saying she's going down there, but she does have a decent little chance to come back and get that little guy. Now, if that does happen, that would be a great place to get 40% returns if it can make it back down there. Even if it doesn't, say it just comes to 33 to retest this high over here and bounce off that area, it could. I mean, we can look at some other ideas here of where she could be coming down to. And yep, you do line up pretty dang nicely right there. We'll put you on the radar. Uh-oh. Move something that didn't need to be moved. Oh, what happened there? Did it again. Well, third time's a charm. 33 cents might be an area to look for it to come back down to. 42 definitely looks like a good place to take a little bit of profit and save some for 47, 48, because that'll be on its way. After this one has completed a confirmed double bottom pattern, W pattern right here. However you want to look at that. She cleared the area, could come back down and retest that 32, 33 cent area. Then get the nice little bounce and complete the measure move, which would take us, if I can draw one on here and not be too sloppy. Measure move from that double bottom would take us up to this 618 area, about 47, 48 cents on Stellar Lumens, if you're patient. Now's not the time to be chasing though, I'm just saying. I want to keep driving that home because, as you can see, we are getting a pullback on a lot of these altcoins now and getting a little bit of a pullback on Bitcoin right now. However, they still do look juicy, don't they? Woo, baby, looky. And coming right back here is right well within our parameters there. Let me give you guys a shout out. We got a few more people hanging out with us tonight, 7 people. Can we check out Pingu and Sui? We sure can. Oh, there's another one I want to look at. So we got Pingu, got Pepe, and Sui. Tommy 2 liters, bullish on parade. Board PC guy. Hey, there's Strega. Road Dog is live at this time. Oh wow, I'm testing the waters here. Testing the waters. Supposed to reach more people, and you know, Jordan Cameron this used to be the spot I used to watch Jordan, if you guys remember, and you might see some similarity. I mean, he had characters and things like that, and he kind of inspired, well, some of the filters and stuff too. So I like Jordan Cameron, but he started doing videos several months ago. He doesn't really do lives anymore, so I don't know what's up with that, but he's got him 89,000 subscribers and he built it off at this time slot. Hey man, we'll see, right? We'll see what's going on. Give it a little shot for the next 7 or 10 days, see what kind of response we get. If not, then we'll probably just stick with our late night slot. It's worked for 1,800 subscribers over the past 3 years. Hey, maybe it'll double in the next 5. Anyway, so before I get to the request there was one that is showing up, and here's the reason why I'm doing this. Over on Tokenmetrics, they got something neat, something new that just came out, something called moonshots. And what these are this is discover fast-moving, high-potential tokens under $50 million market cap before the rest of the market catches on. Perfect for us Degens, right? Well, there is, you know, here are some that is had on there. These are some of the past ones, I believe, right? Or is this the current? You didn't add anything to it, did you? I'm pretty sure these are the past ones. I'll verify that. But Slurf, Moonshot ages 1 day. So, well, these have got to be current, right? Here's something might be worth looking at. Slurf, meme coin. Remember, it came out with the fair launch and everything. Then it kind of got forgotten about. Maybe it's got a $39 million market cap is what it says. But it's been getting $19 million 24-hour volume in trading. That's pretty good. The only one that's beating it really is this one, Revox, which I don't know what it is, but it got $109 million trading volume for a $33 million market cap. It's Rex is the ticker. So Keyboard or KeyCat is the ticker. Bertram, I'd say a lot of these are oh man, really? Ava AI. Okay, well that one's on there. Moby AI, Revox, and Lorenzo. Lorenzo's the one that I'm looking at. That one's been here for 8 days. So these have just now, okay, so Slurf and all this have just come out. I think you did, let me click that current moonshot. This is past moonshots, which there really shouldn't, really? I guess there are some. These are some of the other ones. Bongo, Degen, Nobody, Bedrock, Swarms, Gains, Buzz, Zeus, and the current moonshots. Okay, so they've just now added these because earlier, right before the show, Lorenzo was the only one showing up, and that's the one I was going to take a look at. So I want to take a look at Lorenzo, and maybe later in the stream we'll take a look at some of the other ones there. But I just wanted to see what it looked like. So it's supposed to be under a $50 million market cap. And so if it goes to like a $300 or $500 million market cap, yeah, you made some money. And it could do it a lot faster than some other things do. So it looks like they're all, oh, well, I guess we'll go with this one. So we're going to zoom out here. I'm going to go all the way to the weekly. All right, that looks interesting. Higher high, higher low, it looks like. Let's come down to the daily here. Okay, I mean, I've got nothing to bitch about here. We got you got your low, your high, your higher low. Should be working on a higher high, right? It got up to 9 cents, not quite 10 cents. And it should probably hit 10 or 11 cents, to be honest with you. We'll pull our little fib magic out and see that we got a 6.8 retracement right there. And automatically off the get-go for a higher high area, I'm looking at 12.3 and also 11.4 cents. Doing a one-to-one move, which is really quite common, especially when they're those will be our one-to-one moves right there. What's a one-to-one move? I'll show it one time and keep it secret for all the rest, but it's basically that right there. It takes you right up to that target right there. 12.44, 12.38 cents. I'll just use the fib so I don't have to take the measurement. And we can make an argument that you got to break out. There's not a whole lot of volume here, so you got that thing going too. Best thing I would recommend, draw a bottom trend line like we got right here. There's a couple of them. You had your original trend line, which started here, which could give us a little bit of a breakdown lower, but basically this is the one that's holding at the moment, deviating from that, giving us a signal that she's trying to go maybe possibly a little parabolic. In other words, it should be working on a higher high. Now we can also get a few other targets here for something short term, and those targets I'd be looking for is going to be 8 cents and then also 8.5 cents out of bank, which is a new coin, right? And the one that Tokenmetrics is saying, hey man, this might be one to look into to make some money. That's why we're looking at it. It's a new coin. Just getting some bullish feedback from Tokenmetrics, which is a platform that's there to help you make some money. I think it runs about $99 a month, and of course here on the channel I'll go over it at any time you guys ask me to. 8 cents, 8.5 cents, but sweet spot 11 and 12. We're going to take this and put this over into our trade setups area over here. This is on the daily. Oh no, it's a low market cap. This is a token metrics moonshot play. All right. right, so that's what I got for bank, and then that one looks kind of interesting. Again, that's something new that they're doing over here, and here's some other ones that we might look at. Right now, let me get over, 7 people hanging out with me. Let me get over to your request. There is something I want to talk about our Telegram group right now. So we got 2 different areas over here. We've got our lounge, which is basically where the majority of the chat is supposed to go. That's what it's there for, and I used to post news articles there. And then we got the chart room over here, which is divided up into all these different little topics over here. I mentioned doing this a long time, and maybe if I ever did want to make this into a paid group, I would want to do it through NFTs, just like Tokenmetrics has. Exactly the same thing that Tokenmetrics has. Tokenmetrics, you can buy an NFT, and then you have access to that. Now, what I want to say, though, is how I've always said that I was going to do this, and I still plan to do it in this way. If I ever figure this out, how to do it, I'm getting there. Whoever is currently here, we've got 124 members over here in the Road Dog chart room. If I figure out how to do this, everybody that is currently here will get and has been active. If I go in there and see, oh man, you've not been active for a long time, you'll get removed. I see you've been active in less than a month or something like that over here. If this works out as planned, you'll get the NFT, and that will give you access to this. And then anybody else that wants to grow and join the group will have to go to Telegram's equivalent of OpenSea and purchase an NFT to have access. And I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm looking at lifetime memberships. That's what you guys would be getting if you're already in here and you get the free one. That's how I intend to do it. But that would also give you a place that if you wanted to leave the membership and wanted to cash out, you would have a place to sell your NFT, whether you bought it or got one airdropped. That's what I'm looking at doing. It is not up and running yet, and I'm still trying to figure out all the details, but I finally found a way that can finally make that happen. And that would, like I said, that's the only way. I'm not into all this subscription service and crap like that. That's how all the gurus on here on YouTube, that's how they become their millionaires. They don't trade their way to that. I've never seen any one of them that can show where they've traded their way to millions. It's always through selling courses and through selling $99 a month memberships and things like that, just to give you what basically you could go to, I'm just being honest, Investopedia and pick up that as a basic trading strategy. They're spoon feeding you stuff and charging you out the ass for it. And sometimes it's not even new stuff being added. It's just, whatever. It all depends on what you see as being value. And some people see that. That's just something that I'm looking at. Thought I'd mention that. Let's get into these subscriptions. 5 people, 2 people left. Okay. Not for everybody. Let's take a look at Pingu. We've been going for 37 minutes. All right. So Pingu, look at you coming up here. That's my little arrow saying this is what I was really looking for. That's the one I'm saying is go to. You actually went up above it. How dare you go past my? I am so pissed that you went past my. No. That's kind of cool when that happens. It does make me want to look at a few things though, just to go back and backtest me ideas. Now you got there, and you should have been. So I would have still come up with the same thing. So AB equals CD is the play that I was making here. Sometimes you get some bonus targets there. All right, so cool. It's up there, baby. Pingu! When we were looking at it, looks like she was over here last, about a penny and a half. That's a couple of nights ago. Up 50% from where we were looking at it. Or even more, actually, up 58% from where we were looking at it. These are some of the ideas that we were thinking of. You get up and get rejected here. This area, got to get past that, and then we could see this area's hit. Hey, that's what happened. Yay! All right, so Pingu. So actually, several of the coins that we recently have been looking for have popped off, okay? They have popped off. Excuse the vanity right now, but this is what I got to do for the YouTube algorithm. So this would only take just a minute. and then we can get it. Now, as far as the next target, there's this 1618 over here. We might go up and touch that. 25.26 cents might be coming. I don't see anything. I don't see very much going from there. Actually, we might even get a pullback from here. We'll look on the smaller time frame. It's pretty good to have another daily candles to retest that, though. That's pretty strong. It may have cleared this area, and then that might be where we're headed at 26. So any retest idea right now would be about 22.5, and then right back at this about 20 cent area. All right, so technically, did we nail it? Even by my standards, I'd say I wouldn't call it a nail it because it went up a little bit higher. But for the algorithm's sake, we're going to say, look, nailed it! Ah! And we're just going to take a picture of that, and we're going to post it right over here in this vanity wall because, I don't know, seems like they want to show me what you did. Show me the proof. So what was this we're looking? This is Pango. Nailed it. Not a flag was involved with this trade setup. All right, so cool. So what are we doing now? Well, that's going to be important. We're going to erase everything now. Now we're going to look at the bigger picture. So Pingu, what do you got going on for me, baby? What's the new scoop on the story? What are you doing right now? What are you wearing? How you doing? 29.4 cents is the next target we're looking at. That looks too easy. That is pretty gosh darn easy. And we also want to look at that 31 cent area too. Actually, that one might be a little bit more accurate, to be honest with you. All right, so it's quite entirely possible that we come back. I'm on the daily chart, and I know we can start looking at the smaller time frames, but the bigger time frames really give you a better sense of what's going on. You can make much better plans if you look at the bigger time frames and then work your way down to the smaller ones. I think it works for me. It made a huge difference in me. Now, you'll still have some of those people that are starting out on the 5 minute and 1 minute. Maybe they'll go bump up and see something on the 4 hour, 8 hour after their ideas didn't play out. But if you start on the bigger time frames and work your way down, you'll have a lot better luck and a lot better outcomes in this market. Ooh, nice. So you're breaking plenty of areas. So coming back to 20 cents is quite possible. Maybe just right at 21. But retesting that red line I got there in that particular Fibonacci area, that's quite common. Let's come down to the 4 hour and see what we get. We get the juicy gossip on the smaller time frames. Ooh, she's being strong over here. Look at that. That's kind of nice. Look on the 4 hour, you got the green dots and number one to go up, money flowing the green. Stochastic, or the RSI is still kind of high, but no bearish divergence forming there. In other words, it looks like we might actually have a good chance of this one actually coming up to hit this area about 29 to 30 cents. Let's see what she does right in this area. Personally, I think that's probably where she'll find her first stumbling block, right around 32 cents. A little bit earlier than that. What is it, 31? Right around the 31 cent area. So, Pengu. But ultimately, I mean, we got ups and downs, highs and lows, and made a higher high. And after we get our higher high in, which more than likely we hit an area for her to bounce. I'll just double check that real quick. Yep, 1618. Good chance that she gets a little bit of a retracement here, right in this area. So we're just looking at basic market structure here. We got our lows. High that you got, so you should be looking for a higher high, right? And she got rejected just right below it there, but then she came back and then finally did it, right? So higher highs, higher lows. We changed the direction. We were on a downtrend. Now we're confirming an uptrend. I can't draw worth crap on here, can I? That's our higher high. So what comes after this at a pivot point that we're at right now? Higher low. And it could just be right down at this area, about 16, 17, 18. And then we start looking, we'll go for another higher high. That's basically what we're looking at over here on market structure. Nice, nice. I like this. And another way to look at this is as a double bottom pattern, which is basically just a channel idea in the simple aspect, but it does have a measure move that once we get past that area takes us up here where to around our 618 Fibonacci right there at 31 cents. So a lot of things are saying that at that 31 cent area looks pretty juicy. We're at 24 cents right now, and just taking that into account from where we are now up to there's 28%. But don't forget, we might be pulling back, and that would suck to be in 30% drawdown before you actually come back to break even, then to make that extra 30%. That's why it's best to wait. And then if we can catch it down here, we can just take that whole 60 to 80% instead of going through that drawdown. Does that make sense? This is where patience can help you out in this game, and it's hard to do when numbers are going up and you get the FOMO going, fear of missing out. It just keeps going higher and higher. For right now it does, but definitely, trust me, the altcoins will get a pullback. They always do. All right, so we took a look at Pingu. Take a look at Sui, which has also been doing pretty gosh darn good, I might say. 6 people hanging out. We got one more. Lock the door. Don't let them out, Ethel. Lock them in. Hey guys, just ignore the noise going on behind you. All right, so Sui 15-minute coming back to retest that. It looks like a 786. Okay. I'm going to zoom out because that's, like we just mentioned, that's always the best thing to do. So that was the area we're looking. You went 886 on me, or no? That's not an 886. What are you doing? I gotta get used to what I got going on here. Okay, so this was what we were following, retest, and came through there. I think we can move this over to this area now. This could be kind of fun. Let me get rid of some of this. Well, no, not that. I still got a measure move I'm looking at over here, and I think it's 471. I'm still looking at that little guy to get hit from something else. Has that been invalidated? We got this idea going, which just gives us a big open field of possibilities, and kind of means that 473 might just be a little walk in the park there. So sweet. I'm even going to zoom out more. I'm going to come over here to the daily. As soon as TradingView wants to kind of load up the screen there, he's been acting kind of slow on me, so we just kind of sit around and look at it, drink our coffee, and wait. All right. Actually, you know, on this, I really don't want to erase that though. I don't think you're accurate anymore. I think that was from. Tell you what, I'm gonna clear this out. If it sticks, it'll show back up again. Oh, I bet you were. Was that you? So look what you got over here. I mean, basically, you when we do our trend lines and stuff, you had this trend line. Let me take the fibs off. You had this trend line forming here. Trying to deviate even from that one, so it's showing. It's like you zooming out and seeing on the bigger scene, but she's got a lot of strength and she's still got some more parabolic activity. And it sounds crazy now, but sweet, it looks like it's going to eventually be over $10. Sounds crazy, but it does look to me like you might even see 12 to 15 out of this one. If you want me to pull a little Elliott trick here. We got this guy. 688, definitely can see that happening. Yeah, I definitely can see that, but that's going to be a 414, I believe. It didn't quite come down to where I would want to see it for this particular move. So some would do like that. I'm not so sure about this particular one. It doesn't really meet my criteria, but we're going to put it on the radar. Now remember, we are on the daily. So with a little patience, and it will require some patience, but 548 and 490, 458 and 496 would be the little higher highs after we get this one, but still without taking this one out, right? I'm also going to label this area right over here. I'm not getting the exact signs I need for to be sold on an A equals C move, but I am still sold on the one-to-one moves. 588, 639 for the next higher high, and that's what we should be working on. We made a higher high, higher low. Didn't make a higher high here, but we did make a higher low, so we're in the process of accumulating and then trying to go for that higher high. And if it does, I'm looking at 588 and 639. Those guys, so see if we can differentiate them. Mostly looking for this one in that particular setup there. And so we're sitting at 338 for SWE, getting rejected off 355. So we got rejected off of that a couple weeks ago, looks like. That's cool. $4 area at 398. That's the next place, but I'd still there might be a little sell off there, but higher high is what we need to shoot for. Higher high is what we need to shoot for. So 462 is really the sweet one I think is worth waiting on. Take profits where you need to take profits. 18% to right at $4, about 20% gains. To the one that I think is worth taking profit at, it's about 38% gains from where we are right now. All right, so seeing that on the daily, let's come down to the 4 hour and just kind of see what it's saying. What are you saying? I'm saying I'm slow to load up. That's what I'm saying. So we got a breakout idea here. And then we got this. If we take this, the wicks to wicks, we don't really have it, right? There's still some more wiggle room. If we're looking for, something along these ideas, you could argue that we got something there. Not really the volume behind that we need. So just be cautious. I think it's still slowly accumulating through here, trying to, make a higher low, a possible bottoming pattern situation here, which gives us a measure move to. I was pretty much right back up here to that area. Ooh, that's a little bump up above me. That's cool. 688. So that's basically what we need to see on any of these is if it start knocking out this high, this high here. That's what we need it to do. If there's any hope for it, if it doesn't do that, then it's going to go sideways or just at worst make a lower low. So that's its only goal right now is to make a higher high. That's what we're testing on this and everything else. So at one thing, after you've been in these coins for a while and you've been in drawdown, you get this mentality that I just don't think it's going to do very much. And you might sell out a little bit too soon. That's why I keep mentioning these things. And for right now, what we need. Try not to get too caught up on that. Take profits, like I said, wherever you need to take profits. But just know that our goal is for a higher high on everything. And that's what we're testing. So I would keep some decent profit targets in there. Not try just get out of something just because you get back in the profit or get back to break even. Because if you've been in drawdown for a while, you're probably feeling some of that going on. And if you cave into that, then you might miss out on a good move. My suggestion is if you start feeling that, if you feel like you need to do something, do it in percentages. Do half, do 25%, maybe a fraction of it. That way you've taken an action and you still got a little bit to let ride there. And over the next day or two, you can see, is it going your way or not? Oh, it is going up a little bit. Oh, maybe we sell a little bit more now, or wait, look, goes up a little higher. And if it doesn't and it is not making those higher highs, oh, well, maybe I should go ahead and sell the rest of it, or maybe half of what I got left. You know, you do it in increments like that, and you don't get out and make those decisions like, oh man, I sold off my position and then it took off on me. It's the only way I found to deal with it that actually seems to be helpful. While not perfect, it is better than going all in one way or all in on the other, generally. I heard some activity there. We need to come over. I feel this music's kind of loud. It's loud in my ears. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Altcoin on Soul 15 minutes, says Haven. Thank you for the super chat, Haven. I see that. Ooh, right there. Epstein's Ghost. How's Jill Guy looking? We'll take a look at that too. Let me write some of these. We did Pingu, we did Swee. I got Peppy. And we got Altcoin, right? On Solana, 15 minute. We'll do that next. And Chill Guy. I looked at Chill Guy in a minute. The Dusty Hunt, Dennis Smith, how's it going? What's the odds Swee is this cycle's, whoops, Solana like in 2021? I think it's getting a little slim. It may be setting up for doing something in the bear market. I hope that they do. They need to. But considering we only got maybe about 6 to 8 months left, they would have to really crank out something big and massive on that ecosystem. Really, you know, something hot would have to come out to really boost it up. And it might. I think it's headed that way. We just haven't seen enough push on these altcoins yet that we expected to see, honestly, because it's just so oversaturated and so much bullcrap in there. And it may be hard next cycle too, because I think a lot of people will learn their lessons. I learned a lot of it last cycle, not to go all crazy on these altcoins, to play on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was the real winner, even last cycle. And I'm glad I did that. I did kind of fumble it, flipping some of that into altcoins. I learned another lesson, so I'm not going to do that again, but I think a lot of more people will be more Bitcoin focused next cycle too, is what I'm getting. Except for the people that come in at the last part and say the end of this year, the new people that are finally giving crypto a chance, they're coming in going hard and heavy at the wrong time, because that's what we all do. Not knowing it and not believing anybody that's telling us any different. And then, you know, they'll learn the ropes too over a cycle or two. Hopefully we got our heads up here, a step up on them. Jesse Gullick, how's it going? There's Strega and KTA. I'll write that one down. Let's take a look at this one. Altcoin. It's a new one, so I don't know anything about it. So I'm going to see if we got anything over here. We may not, but I like to see what we can find out. Oh, there we go. I don't know if it's got a ranking over here yet. Okay, we got information on it. So it's got an $80 million market cap. It's at 6 cents right now. It's down 22%, so it's on discount. Altcoin.fund. Oh, is that like a new pump.fund kind of thing, a new meme coin thing? We'll go check it out. We'll check out the website here. Let's see. Its all-time high was 9.4 cents about 20 hours ago, down 18%. All-time low was just a little under 2 cents, and it's 3 days ago. So got some fluctuations there. Already had a 3x, or technically I guess more like a 4x. Let's go check out the website. It's green. It's like Peppy. I feel like let's see if this has got any legs. We call it alt. Smarter than VCs, says Peppy, pointing toward his little noggin there. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm using my wheel thing on my mouse, and it's making these coins move. Tired of waiting for altcoin season? So are we. Okay. I see your selling point. Altcoin season never came, so we launched it ourselves. But we call it alt season. Forget the VCs back coins and the whale games. Wouldn't it be nice if we could? Altcoin is here for the real community. No big players, no shady dumps, just pure crypto fun and growth with people like you. Well, that's a unique take on it. Just give the market what they're asking for right there. Oh, that looks, I don't know if you can hear that at all. Probably can't. Nice little video there. This token address. I'm gonna copy that. Ha! Join us. We poop on them together. Okay. Well, that's an interesting take. So I guess we got another a meme coin here. Let's see what. Should we go to? Probably over here. I'll go the deck screener. Paste the contract in. And hopefully something will come. Here we go. So altcoin. We got some differences on prices here. It said it was about 6 cents. Now we're getting like 8 over here. 8. I'm trying to find a decent one over here to go with. I'm going to go with this one. Market cap 83 million, 24-hour volume. This has got the best volume on it, so that would with the $20 million volume. It's also been out the longest. All these should be the same contract address, but man, you got different pools. All right, so this should be it right here. Let's come to the daily, and nothing but straight up. Look at that. So 8.3 cents on the Dexes here. Market cap is 75 million at the moment for at least for this pool. Created 4 days ago. All right. All right, so we got to come down a little bit. We got our first green red candle there with the doji, so on the daily. So that's saying indecision. So she's probably at a topping point right now. We'll see if we can verify that. Let's see if we can get this tool over here to help us out. Didn't help me as much as I was hoping that it would. Just don't have enough here. We did lose a trend line, so and we got a doji cat. I'm gonna say it's got a good chance to pull back here. Looks like she's trying to do a nice little double top there. We'll come down to the 1 hour, get some more gossip here. And to me, I think that would qualify for her 3 humps and then for a dump. Shorthand for Elliott Wave stuff. Or cliff notes for Elliott Wave stuff. So just looking at the trend line, somewhere about 5.5 cents. Let's go ahead and pull our fibs and see what we can work out from here. Okay, you've already done 382. So this one, I'm going to say this. It did make a little bit of a higher high here. I would watch this one. If it starts going up above this, if it does break this level at 10 cents, if it breaks 10 cents, I would go ahead and add to my position there. That's to me, those are high risk plays because sometimes they go up just a little bit and then they come back down. And if it does that too, I'd still add to my position there. But the chance of it from bouncing here at this 382 area gives it some nice targets. And let's see if we can spell those out here. So that suggests to me that it might be possible. It breaks that 10 cent area. It might be hitting right at 16, just a little shy of 17 cents. And that's pretty much a double up from here. Another, 2x there. With her deviating like this, and it still didn't come back to this trend line here. It could be the early signs of parabolic activity from what I've seen so far. So if it does come back to around 6.1, and it could, just to test that area again, that'd be a good place to add. And then here it's 7.7 cents. Also a good little place to look. Oh man, I can't get it. I'm trying to get this price label there. There we go. So those two areas right there, I think be good ones to look for on the pullback. This is the 1 hour chart, so it could happen pretty soon. And if you look at this as being a falling wedge or a flag, you know, they often come back and retest that area where they break out at. So anything like that coming back down for a little retest or whatever, it would be a good place, I think, to try to add some, since it's so new and everything, and small market cap. It's 76 million, so if this does take off, yeah, it could do some more. But again, kind of a high market cap for something so new as well. I mean, they usually stick around 5, 7, 10 million for a little while before they go up. So this one's already did some quick movements there. So the situations I'm seeing, we're trying to make sure we don't have a double top, and that didn't come out pretty when I tried to draw it. But you did make just the slightest little higher. So we, like I said, on a situation like this, maybe waiting till it clears 10 cents before adding. That might be the more conservative play, just so you don't lose your ass. Make sure you're on the right side of the trend. Because it could be a double top, and then she comes back and then has to consolidate and go through some stuff. She did recently make her all-time high, so I you know, maybe nibbling or DCA would be a good place to play that if you want to be a little bit more conservative. But she's at a point where she could be going up, or she could be just coming back down for a little bit of a correction. So I like it. I'd like to see some more confirmations, what I'm trying to hint at. But it looks like an interesting play. It's a nice little Degen play to get into. All right, let's take a look at KTA. Kita. And Blowfin's got that. Let's take a look at it over in Blowfin. Looks like we looked at it over here before. What goes up comes down, made a higher low. Now we need to come, same thing. We need to make a higher high. So we're basically looking, or shooting for, trying to get above $1.73. And if it makes a higher high, well, then we look for a higher low, and we know we're on an uptrend. But along those ways, we got areas that there'll be some stumbling blocks, and one that I think is worth looking out for here on the 4-hour time frame, a little higher up here, is that 145 area. It may take us a minute to get there. 121 would be another nice little place to look at to take some profit. We're at 86 cents right now, so there's definitely some profit taking ideas that could happen there. 38%, 67, 68% up there to $1.45. Ultimately, I'm looking for that higher high idea. And at the moment, I'll be looking at right around 190. And there's a chance that it could do even more than that. There is, but I don't have my confirmations. I need to really go for that. Right now, I'm still looking at that 1-to-1, which is, she may be struggling to get over at 170 for a minute, or maybe not. I really can't do that on this one at all. So right now at the moment, for Kita, we've got past our very important area, 68 cents and 70 cents. Anywhere below 70 cents was the best place to buy it. We've already flipped this little guy right here. That's 382 area. So it's climbing the ladder. It's doing good. Could possibly retest that area a little bit lower. But ultimately, I'm looking at 123. We just came up to our 0.5. Didn't quite make it. A little shaky. Could be a little pullback. But 123 and 145 are the sweet targets to look for. And then maybe 190 if we can go for that, shoot up for that higher high in there. We'll take a look at it on the 1 hour and see she's getting a little pullback there. You know, we got rejected here just right below the 0.5. I like the curving that we got going on there, and so that helps me think she's got some more steam in her. Got some more stuff to do here. But as a rule of thumb, I mean, when we're getting something like that, we can look down here where our price might meet that trend line. That's a possible place to bounce, and that would be where I'd be looking at trying to put an entry in. So well, 75.82 looks pretty good to me, enough that I'll color her green. All right, so we got that. We got Peppy. Peppy's been doing good. Last I remember her from earlier today was around that 13, something like that. Where are we at right now? Oh, we came down a little bit. Oh, Peppy fell. Peppy fell. She came up and did a double top. I know them flag boys were calling for flags to the upside and coming. It's going at 16. What? Anybody here? If you see, are there any YouTubers you see that oh, I know exactly what they're going to do. It's always going to be a flag to the upside. Anybody? Because they're out there. Automatically from the get-go, that's their assumption. Just from the get-go. That's the go-to one-trick pony TA thing that I see been peddled out here a lot, and sometimes it can work, but a lot of times when you backtest this idea, flag to the upside, 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 that one worked, flag to the upside, that one didn't. So out of all these flags that would you know were put out there, I'm just saying, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20% of them actually had anything that worked out. The rest of them would have got stopped out. Flags are one of the first things that you will learn as a new trader. It just kind of sticks. It's an easy pattern, and you can find them just about anywhere. Having them play out for you, on the other hand, well, that's something a little different. Now, if you backtest all the possible flags ideas, you can see that it's not the most trustworthy to the upside play as much as you hear that it is. There's other ways, people. That's all I'm trying to say. There's some better ways to approach this than assume that everything's a flag to the upside. I'm just trying to get that message out. So we got a high to the low, and now we can take its temperature and see, ooh, baby, we're cooking. We're above that 236 area, right? Heading back to 14, 16, the sweet spot we're looking for. Higher highs. That's where the money is right now, right? We had our high or low. Well, this is as big as a higher high as we can get here, knocking these guys out. And now we made a higher low. We need to knock this guy out. That's going to be right here at 1950. Right there. That's the one that's worth waiting for. It might take some patience. Look, it's in a flag right now to the upside. It'll be 60% gains. Right here at the 0.5 area. If it wants to come up and do a little double top, it could be playing some games with us. But that's another area, about 1660. Not bad from where we are right now. Going up there, 31% gains. But hopefully it's not because anybody wants to jump in on this. I'm on a bigger time frame here. This is not where I want to buy Peppy today. This is where you want to be patient and wait for a retest. Because they will come, and we're heading to the weekend, and where well games are played, and all this stuff, and it doesn't take much to bring altcoins down. But what if it come back down to 11, 10 or 11? I don't know that it'll come back down this particular low right here. If I had to guesstimate, which I like to do a lot. Well, actually, yeah, it could. 1134 is also an area I see that would be nice. Let me put you up there, 1134, right there in that area. That's a good place to look. Come down to the 1 hour so it make a little bit more sense what we're looking for. So I get all the bigger time frames really give me the information I need. We just come down to the smaller ones to see what the juicy gossip is here. And so looking at this, we're still trying to do this parabola thing, and it's still respecting that so far. So yeah, got that idea going on. Also have this trend line, and that's where this guy can come in. That's how we might see that play and bounce from here. If it comes down here, bounces off and respects this trend line that I've just drawn there. That's a good sign. See if we can tighten that up a little bit. The bullish scenario would be if it respects this dotted line here and gets a bounce, you know, here. And could that happen? Yeah, it could. It's not as likely, but if you do see it happening, you probably want to be in on that train. I'm just saying, if it does bounce from here at 1237 or whatever we're at, because that would be respecting the parabola. And then you could get a nice big ass. Remember, a 236 is in a parabola. That's why we don't want to fade it. And if we look and we see it's breaking this area here, oh, hold on, baby, because she could be coming up here to that 1516 area. So that's what I'm looking for to see what happens here. But more than likely, over the weekend we might hit this guy. But until we break that area, we could get some we could get a nice big strong move. I'll come down to the 15-minute and see what it's saying. It's entertaining that thought. Maybe kind of, sort of. I wouldn't rule it out just yet. So Pepe's still looking kind of interesting here. Still, if you haven't paid yourself a little bit on Pepe and you've been in for a little while, well, you know, hey, it doesn't hurt. Did we look? We looked at Altcoin, and I looked on the bigger time frame. I keep forgetting. Let me come over here. We didn't look at it on the 15-minute. I'm sorry, I forgot about that, Haven. 15-minute. Let me get rid of my stuff. Sometimes I forget that. But if you ask for a certain time frame, I try to do that. Because that tailors it to what you're looking for instead of what I'm seeing. So yeah, a smaller time frame. It did recently, in the last few candles, it made its higher high here. Let's see if that can hold. So what I would do here is just pull my fib. And where do we bounce off? 0.5. Okay, we're still in the making for it. If we can get that bounce, then let's look at this target about 12.18 right in there. So again, pointing toward that 12-cent area, and that should also be in this area here, doable. So 11-12 cent. I might even front run it with like 11.5 cent, just to make sure you got something there. But it looks like it's got a chance to try to do that and knock out another high. That's what we're hoping for. It looks a little shaky, some signs, but I'm saying it hasn't broken a trend line yet, right? It hasn't broken any of these, and it's not even a great one, but it still hasn't broken it. So yeah, I think it can still. I think it can still go up some more, and that's a good 25% up there. All right, and I think we got Chill Guy. 12 people hanging out. Glad that you're here. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Trying a little bit of an earlier time frame just to test it out, see what the response is. The late nights just keep getting later, and it really messes with my sleeps. And messes with my... What is this? Nope. I think we were looking at the possibility of coming lower down here. That didn't. We're playing that idea. Not a solid idea. Alright, Chill Guy. Looks like you found bottom at the 786 right here and rounding out. I like that. I'm just going to clear it all out, take a fresh look, and zoom out a little bit. Alright, so I thought we cleared it all, didn't we? Chill Guy fell from all up here. Up as high as 70 cents at one point, believe it or not, and now we're at 6.7. After hitting lows about 2.5 cents, somewhere through there, pretty low. So we had this little guy here, falling wedge, whatever, had to break out. Nice pump up there. To me, it looked like she was doing a harmonic thing here, and so I had a little bit deeper retracement than what it actually gave us. was looking for that 886. We actually got the 786. So in turn, we're looking at this guy about 10 cents. And also looking at this 13-cent area right there. A few other areas that you could take some profit on are definitely worth, and you know, these might get hit sooner. I mean, when I say that, I mean, this is where I expect price to come up there and then probably have pullbacks, go sideways, do some other thinking, figure out its place in life, and then hit our bigger target. So there's a couple of different ways to play this, but right at 9 cents, but mostly right here at 10 and a half cents. For where we came back down here, we should be going up to that area to test it. And from where we are now up to that point is about 52% gains, and that's not bad. If we're trying to find some trend lines, it looks like we do have a breakout. I don't see the outstanding volume for that breakout, so it might be lackluster. I mean, we might ought to take the wicks into account. We're still trying there. If you were playing this little guy right here, it's basically just a channel. And measure move on that guy pretty much takes us up to a target that we're pointing out. So I'm gonna really put my little arrow right here at that guy. 10 and a half cents. Might get lucky to get 11 cents out of it, but that's where I'm seeing for chill guy. I guess I'll share this idea. This is the daily. It's come down to the 4 hour. I like to take a look at the moving averages on the 4 hour. Shaping up nice, still got some hiccups, so you could see chill guy do a little pullback, come back and test about 5.6 cents. Could happen. If it does, that'd be a great place to try to get some, right at 5.8, somewhere under 6 cents. Might drop a whole penny, but 10 cents I think is a nice little sweet spot. That's the one I'm looking for, right? Whoops, not move it. It's the one I'm looking for right there.
I chase a coin that no heart believes.
Copy this guy and put him over into... Oh, did I put that in the wrong spot? I did, I put that in the wrong spot. It's supposed to go in trade setups. I put them all in the wrong spot. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm getting so confused here. All right, so here we go.
This market's a lover, her secrets untold.
Chill guy. 4 hour. This is like a swing trade idea. Swing trade targets. So we'll put that over there. Come back to the chat over here. We've been going for 1 hour and 23 minutes. Wow, last time I looked it was like 37 minutes in, and now I've already lost almost an hour. Haven says the team at release bought with their own money 10% of the supply. Burn it before the VCs could. That's why there's a price discrepancy because of the slime amounts. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And we're talking that's about altcoin, right? That one looked interesting. So like I said, and it's the weekend. 17 cents. Jesse says, this is my Degen long. Went in May 22nd. Haven says, hey, Red Dog, I see Crow, I longed at, what, 10 cents? How's Crow doing? I need a new card. Mine's going to expire soon, and they don't make it easy to get a new card. There's no way to, update your address or anything. Cool, we're at 10. Nice, nice. Okay, so Crow is up here testing our 236 fib area, trying to break above it. That's what we need to see it do. And then from there, we can start tackling this 13 and 17 cent area. 13, 15, and 17. So to me, when the red line I got here, 236 Fibonacci area, the way that I look at that is our accumulation zone. This is where you're accumulating your positions, or the whales are, and then breaking above that, then we start getting into the juicy take profit areas, right? But this is where these are turn out to be, in retrospect, and the fibs spell it out, the best places to accumulate for a longer term hold. Juicy bottom. So I like that. Crow's at 10. I'd like to see it start getting up there. I'd like to see it get back up to 70, 80 cents again. That would be cool. Daddy be happy. Daddy be so happy. I'd be so happy. I'd be like way happy. 9 people hanging out. I'm winning some. I'm losing some. Striga says, what sleep? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jesse says 3:19 a.m. over here. Oh wow, you sound like me over here in the States, because I've always been a night owl, but it just keeps getting worse and worse. And being in crypto doesn't help, because what used to, back in the day before China banned Bitcoin and all that, banned crypto and everything, this would be when everything starts popping off, man. This was the fun time that night. That kind of sticks with me. But used to, I'd go to bed about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and things like that. And this is usually back when I was working too. And then that started growing to 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. Anymore now, I mean, I'm up. I'm commonly up to 4 or 5 in the morning, and that's just. It's like I get a second wind later at night, about 11 o'clock, and then it's just I don't want to go to sleep, and when I do go to sleep, I don't want to wake up. And I was talking to my brother, you know, I saw him recently on my trip to Tennessee, and he mentioned the same thing, and I was like, runs in the family here. I think we get it from our dad. But anyway, a night owl. It's hard to get that circadian rhythm to change, but I need to, just for my health, and just, you know, just those morning shows, man. I wouldn't mind having a morning time slot. The problem is it's hard for me to be up and be wide awake at that point. And if I am, I've got somebody asking me to do something, or there's a freaking appointment, or got to go somewhere for something, you know, daily life stuff gets in the way. You guys know that. That's why everybody can't be in this crypto thing being a day trader, right? It doesn't work for people. Swing trading, if you got a 9-to-5 job, you need to be a swing trader. Screw all that day trading stuff that you see. The day traders don't make the money anyway. And show me one that's really doubling their account without actually adding money to it. Very few of them are doing that. And if they are doing it, it takes them a while. It takes them a good while. Some of these guys out there in the morning shows, they've had these accounts going for years, and they've not really authentically doubled them, other than throwing extra, you know, moving some funds over on the sly. But when they do actually double just a little bit of an amount, they brag like crazy on it. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't believe everything you see and hear on YouTube, especially if they got something for sale. Napoleon Woodsing, hey, good time. No one's really posting at this time of day on Friday. It is Friday too, isn't it? I'm going to try this slot out for a little while, and I'm not good at keeping up. I'm 8 o'clock is here for me. I could see some kind of interruption or something happen that might take me away from it, but I'm going to try it. I normally do it 10:30 at night, but that's a little bit too late for some people. Said I'm already past that time. Strega says, I'll be happy with some tacos. You make me crave tacos a lot, Strega. When I pass out, that's when I sleep. Yeah, that's kind of how I wake up in my little chair here in my studio sometimes. I have to drool off my face. It gets kind of crazy. All right, so we've been going for about an hour and a half, and that's pretty good. Test is 9:30 p.m. I like to take a look at Bitcoin again. We're dropping. Are we dropping? Oh, Bitcoin, are you down? Not too bad. You're about the same spot. So Bitcoin, and I posted this earlier in the trading group, trading community. This is a sweet. This is a 236 and 382 fibs is what we got. The 382 is at $115,700 or whatnot. That would be a great place that we could be coming back down to. Thing also said this 236 area that we did bounce off of, and that we see, you know, a lot of people will be saying, look, it's in the flag to the upside. Maybe a bounce from a 236 on a flag. I'm entertaining that. I'll watch that. Your flags usually come down most of the time if they're going to do it, and they will be at the 382, and you get a nice big move. So if you apply fibs to your flag ideas, I think you'll have more luck than General said. Wait till it touches the 21. That don't mean nothing. What's the 21 doing? Are we breaking the 21? Is that 21 crossing another moving averages? These moving averages talk too. I think that's overlooked. But anyway, I know a lot of people get burned on flags, so I'm just trying to help people not get burned on the flag idea. But this one could, if we 116.8, 116.9, if we see something like this, is exactly what Bitcoin did on the bigger time frames. This is exactly accumulated through here, playing with this area, even whipped down and stayed through here, and then we got our big new all-time highs. That's exactly what it looks like on whatever scale, small scale, big scale, and that's why for the past 2 months I've been preaching that. I'm really looking at this because we're at the point in the market where they're going to try to pull one on us, and they did. They've got everybody tired out. A lot of people calling double tops and this and that, getting bearish. A lot of people shorting Bitcoin got totally wrecked on this. And I never mentioned shorting it unless you can get that 112 area earlier. Some people did that, but I wasn't big on shorting it because, well, that 236, that little sweet little red line, which is not red on here, but the same thing could be playing out here is what I'm trying to hint at. We want to watch this. We don't want to give up on it too soon here. There might be a bigger move coming if we bounce off of this 116.9 area. Maybe. Not swearing to it. It is the weekend, so we'll just kind of look at it sideways. But what I'll say, if you started seeing it going up here and breaking that high, you want to be on that ride. You want to be on that ride. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. 11 people hanging out right now. I will, I can't swear to it, maybe probably closer to 11 or midnight. Maybe I'll come on and do my typical late night stream and come on for an hour or something. I don't know. Kind of see how tired I feel by that time. Otherwise, I'm just trying to test out this new time slot. If you're in our trading community, I did talk earlier in the stream about some things I'm thinking about doing. I mentioned that earlier on, and there might be an airdrop of an NFT for you guys that are already members and stuff over there. I'm still working myself through that, but we're just looking at those ideas. But that's kind of an important announcement just to let you know, hey man, I got your back. If you've been with me for this while, I'll take care of you. Lifetime memberships there. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. Trade carefully. The weekend's coming. Let's see what we can get. I'll be looking for trade setups. I recommend you look for altcoin setups too. They'll probably all be coming back to a pullback point. We'll start looking at some possible entries or adding to positions, see what's hot. Bring your coin list and I'll bring my coin list tomorrow, and let's see what we can figure out in this market. Make them gains, get set up for the big gains, because back to total 3, I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback for altcoins, but we're set up to where we can start making some higher highs. Not altcoin season though, altcoin rally time. Let's keep that in perspective. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See ya on the next one. Oh, we're talking about the night owl thing.
I can't
I'm going to take a copy of this screen of the moonshots, and I'm going to post it over into the, I guess I'll post it over into the lounge area.
Sloppy entry on my wild regret. Take it down, feel the loss I get. Rock me hard, my mind's a mess. Sloppy entry, I can't confess. Hey, oh yeah, sloppy entries got me up. Crypto fool, I own the strain.
All right. Is that going to show up? Can we see it? Should we be able to see it? If I blew it up real big. Might have to find a better way to do that. All right, I got that posted over there. So hot off the presses, and ones you can look at and chart and see if there's anything there. I didn't get a chance to do it on the night stream. Might do it later on if I come back. Reeboks Lorenzo, we looked at that one. That one looked kind of interesting. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that just came out within the past couple of hours. Slurp, Keycat, Bertram, Ava, AI, Moby, Rex. Might want to put on your radar. Take a look. I like to throw in GC. Mr. Miles, how's it going? You just came here for Jennifer right here, didn't you? Look where you're hanging out, Mr. Miles. You're still riding her coochie. You haven't changed a bit, Mr. How you doing, Mr. Miles? I missed having you around, Mr. Miles. Hope we see some more of you. All right, guys, I don't know if I'll be back later on tonight, but we'll see. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all take care. Let's get the little dog.